Mm, oh, I need. Oh, mm. Yo, what's good, everyone? Today is March the 5th, 2024. Dear most gracious and Heavenly Father, it's with grateful hearts that we say thank you. Thank you for the gift of life. Thank you for waking us up, allowing us to see yet another day, oh God. Thank you, God, for your love. We thank you, God, for your mercy. We thank you for your grace. We ask you, God, that you would just be with your children and your sheep on this evening, oh God, throughout this week, oh God. Those that are going through, God, those we ask you, God, that you would extend your healing power to those that are on the sick beds, those that are dealing with body aches and things that are even mental that you can't physically put on it. We ask you, God, that you would be a comforter, a keeper, and a healer during this particular week in the season, oh God. We ask you, God, that you bless this broadcast as well as the viewers, oh God, all their families and all their loved ones. Bless our conversation as well. And we ask all these things in the mighty and the matchless name of Jesus, we pray. Amen. Again, what's good, everybody? Let me know what platform you guys are tuning in from. And this is the first of the month freestyle show. Y'all know how we do. Just current affairs, regular conversation. So we'll make sure you guys be in the comments with either comments or questions, things that you guys want to talk about, and then we'll go from there. As usual, we want to start off with our Born Day shout outs for this previous week. Happy Born Day to Ray Fisher, Big Bro, Lonnie Freeman, my man Terry, Big T, Hardy, Denisha Robinson, Sierra Council, Ninda, Miss Lorna, Maxwell, happy born day, beautiful soul of yours. Denise Tyndale, my sister, love you, girl. Melinda Davis, Stacy Jefferson, my little bro Sam Torrain, Selena Monique, Willie Johnson, West Side Nation, happy born day, kid. Calvin Howell, Andre Fouché, happy born day, Dre. My cousin Marie Best, um, Miss Erica Janelle, looking all savvy over the weekend, celebrating her born day. Um, and last but not least, my Uncle D. Uh, what's good? What's good, man? That's how I do, baby. uh, I want to say rest in peace to Chris Mortensen, the sports world lost a veteran football specialist. He's always in the know, so to speak. One of the first ones to report things for us. So he would dearly be missed. Comedian Richard Lewis, and last week I forgot to mention Andre Brower. Um, happy. We're gonna miss you, Andre Brower. Thanks for all your work, your serious work, your comedic work. A great actor. I remember seeing him on Get on the Bus. He has such a wide, different range of versatility, and he was just a great talent, great talent. So shout out and rest in peace to Andre Brower as well. Um, what's good? Hey, so my man, you watching the game? Still think you would need to be up out of here? Quite sure you do. You gotta let me know what your schedule like too, so we can get another sports show in. I want to do another sports show before the tournament start, where we can get our pregame predictions in before the NBA playoffs start as well. Some of you ladies that are basketball fans, you're more than welcome to take part in that as well. And congratulations to Caitlin Clark on becoming the all-time leading scorer in both men's and women's college basketball. She surpassed the great Pistol Pete Maravich on all-time leading scorer for both men and women on Saturday night. Yeah, Saturday night against Ohio State. So shout out to her. That's a major accomplishment when you do it all time. Because I don't want. I forgot to look it up before we came on live. I always wanted how long did Pete? It was quite a while though. Pete Maravich played like before I was born at LSU. So is at least a 40, 50-year-old record that she just broke on Saturday night. So shout out to her as well. Did everybody go vote today? Talking about current affairs. Did you guys get out there and cast your vote? Because I want to talk a little bit about Donald Trump too. He been in the news heavy this last week, last couple of weeks actually. Um, kind of want to hear you guys take on his position on his jokey joke. I have reposted it on Instagram. The press conference he was supposed to have been at last week with the black somebody in South Carolina, with no black people there, maybe like three sprinkled in the crowd, which is why they never panned out to the crowd. They just kept the camera focused on him. Jimmy Kimmel had actually found footage, and I've seen it where there was like literally like 3 or 4 black people in the whole building, but it was supposed to be like a black caucus event or something black for black people, where he made his joke. The lights were so bright he can't see anybody. All he could see was the black people. And I have posted it on, you hear the crowd laughing, ha 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 ha, whatever. And I have reposted it on IG on Instagram, and within maybe like, I know it was within 2 minutes, I had to turn the comments off because people were coming in there commenting, you black people can't take any jokes and you take everything so seriously. He was just making funny. Like, you got to learn to laugh sometime. I'm like, I find it funny too. Like, I was talking about this last week. I always find it funny, ironic, humorous, um, when people feel like they could dictate what people should laugh at and what they shouldn't laugh at. Um, how are you as a white person going to tell me to lighten up and what I should or shouldn't find funny? Um, that was like my biggest thing. And I was like, I don't have the time nor the energy, nor do I want to take the time and energy to keep going back and forth with these people. So I just wanted to cut the comments off. Because one person before I know the first one that as soon as they commented, they said what they said slick. And I'm like, yeah, y'all keyboard gangsters really kill me. It's always funny how people get to be so tough and have all these different opinions and say things that online that they wouldn't say to your face if you were standing there. You know what I mean? And that's one of the things that really irritate me the most is like, it's almost like the liquid coverage, alcoholic or people that be drunk all the time and they start drinking and they want to fight everybody and they nice and tough. Well, if you get your behind whooped in that state, I don't I don't feel bad for you. People like, nah, you can't beat up a drunk person. Okay. I don't care who you are, if you violate, you violate. So it always just baffled me how, they could talk all this smack about us behind our back or behind the keyboard. But if they would see us in person, they wouldn't be talking all that, just laugh it off. Nah, you laugh it off. And that wasn't even the only distasteful thing that he said that day. Oh, what else did he say? Black people were going to vote for him because we love sneakers. And well, it was another one as well. Um, what else did he say? It was all in the same press conference. Did anybody out there that's viewing? Does anybody know what press conference I'm talking about? That happened with Trump last week. Oh, that black people. The reason that we like him because when he did his mugshot, he he reminded him of us. Some paraphrase. I don't want to quote him. Never want to quote him, but I don't know exactly what he said, but something to that effect. Black people like him because when they seen his mugshot, we could identify with him, and we knew that he was one of us because he had a mugshot. Like he is so disrespectful in so many different ways, and unfortunately will be the next president of the United States again. I truly do believe that. I got any people in here out here that's watching tonight that's in the politics I wonder if any of you guys are into politics. If you're into politics, that's my question to you guys. Like, how is it that Trump is? First of all, we're not even going to talk about the whole January 6th thing, but dude really got about what is it now? Like 20 something, 30 charges or cases against him, and he's on the ballot. For people that believe in politics, I'm with you, man. I ain't into it either. That's why I said people that are. I would want to, I like to hear both sides of the argument, a representative for each. But people that really believe in politics and that voting matters and it's all about the system, we got to change, we got to vote to make a difference. If you really truly believe that, how is it that this man could even be on the ballot knowing all that he did and can win presidency? I thought you couldn't have any felony charges and win the be elected as president. Or did they change that? Or are they changing it for him? Not to mention, I don't know, it wasn't technically, but wasn't he just like about a day or two away from being impeached when he was in office the first time? And I don't even think that, I don't even think this time around, I don't think it's going to be as close as it was when he won the last time. I think he's going to win by a bigger margin this time around. Y'all forgive me. I'm trying to watch both of these games tonight too. I forgot both of my teams were playing tonight. Nick's struggling right now though. How do you guys feel about those whole the black people comments and black people gonna vote for him because we buy sneakers? It's just a whole bunch of racist comments, and he's to me he's just so disrespectful on so many levels. He probably won't be out here long. I don't see no questions or no comments yet. I was waiting to see if Nicole was up in here tonight too, because Nicole said she wanted to talk about Wendy Williams. So I told her, if you want to talk about Wendy, she said Wendy's what's trending right now. I have no idea. I don't follow Wendy Williams whatsoever. I really do. I really couldn't care any less about what's going on her, what her situation is. I have never done Wendy Williams. I stopped listening to the top 8 at 8 on Kiss FM back in high school because of her. She was always messy back then. And I believe that, you know what I mean? It might sound cruel to me, but I believe in karma. I believe you reap what you sow, no matter what your religious beliefs are. There's something to that, no matter what your religion is. So all that being messy all these years here, she's going to do whatever she's going to do now. So it is what it is. She's always been messy like that. And that's why, Dave Chappelle used to have that line on his show, they should have never gave you niggas money. And I used to feel the same way when I first seen that she was getting a national talk show. I was like, y'all really giving Wendy Williams a show? Like, we don't have to just listen to her on the radio. Now we actually got to see her and listen to her for a whole, whatever it was, half an hour, 30 minutes. I mean, half an hour show. Like, no. I've never watched the episode of that. Never will. I don't care who on it. I wouldn't care if my mother was on there. I don't want to see Wendy Williams under no circumstances. But that's just me. Oh yeah, it was a question earlier too that somebody put in the pre-show announcement. Let's see, that we said we was gonna get to. And hopefully you guys will have some input dealing with parents. And here it is. So in the pre-show announcement, I asked, I said, what we were gonna talk about today. Any questions or anything that you guys want to discuss in particular? Go ahead and put the comments in the comment section so we could be ready for it this evening. And Denise Hood, shout out to Denise. Hey, what's good, Jew? We just talking about you this previous week, man. Good to see you in here, bro. Got to get you back on too, man. how everything down that way. Yeah, shout out to Denise Hood though. Denise Hood said she wanted to talk about how kids aren't respecting their parents. I try so hard being a single mom and I would hard as well. What should I do? How kids aren't respecting their parents. I try so hard being a single mom. I'm not sure what that next sentence is supposed to be, but what should I do? Um, and shout out to Beverly Tucker too. What's good, cuz? Bev answered, children have taken, sadly, children have been given an open ticket to be disrespectful to those in authority. If they do not have a respect for their parents, where would anyone else fit in? Yeah, man. That's really thanks for the question. And I think that that's a really tough one. We were a couple of people and I were talking about the video that was circulating last week on IG with the young lady. I think she's like 13 years old. I forgot her name now because you can hear the mother saying her name on the IG thing. And she was like, "Oh, so you want to be?" The mother is telling the little girl, she's 13 years old. So you want to be a hoe, huh? You want to be out here on IG showing your body, and you want to be a hoe and all that. Did made her lay across the couch, and she filming it while she's beating her. And a lot of people was like, "No, that was out of pocket," and she was out of order, and she was out of line, and all these different things of that nature there. And my take on it was, I mean, I'm open to everything. First of all, I'm not in that situation, so I really don't have a take on it. Both of my sons are grown; they're grown men now, so I don't really have an issue with that there. But the way I came up and the way that I feel and believe as a parent is, wherever the offense occurs is where it should be dealt with. Um, Now I understand, and I totally hear people that argue the point. Well, so the mom should be an adult in the situation. She didn't have to do that to her on IG. And my rebuttal to that is, just like the little girl didn't have to know business, she didn't have to be on IG showing her behind. She could have just been sneaking off, being in, whatever, in promiscuous in school and in that setting or whatever the case may be. But she did it online. And the reason I say what I said it like I said it is because, that's how my mom was. She talked about it Sunday in a message. Pretty much, old school is wherever the offense occurs, that's where you're gonna get dealt with. You act up in the grocery store, you're gonna get your behind beat in the grocery store. If you act up in the mall, you're gonna get your behind beat in the mall. If you act up in church, God ain't gonna say you're gonna get your butt beat in church. So I'm all for that. And then, one of the girls that I was talking with it about, my homie, she was saying, "Well, Marv, this ain't like back in the day. They'll call and take your kids from you." And I was like, that's a good point because we do live in a day and age where we know people that have called the police on their parents. And my response to that is very simple too. And it may sound cold hearted, but I always told my sons, listen, you call the police on me, then you better hope they coming to get you. Right? Because just think about it. So many times in our lives, we think it's much better for you. Or you think when you living in under your parents' roof that you got it hard and the world is just a prisoner in their household because you don't want to live by the rules. You shouldn't have a curfew. You shouldn't have to eat this here, and you shouldn't have to sit at the table with anybody. All these different kind of rules that different people have in different households, however that may be. There's no judgment on that at all. But 9 times out of 10, when these people get out on their own, they get to see. Like, can you imagine your mother being strict and she beating you? And you say, you know what, I'm gonna call the police on her. God forbid the police come get you and put you in foster care. Now you're in a foster system where you get stuck with some parents that's abusing you physically, sexually, mentally, 50 times worse than your mother. But you thought you was living in hell. But now you get out there and you finding out what real hell is all about. Oh, now oh, mommy, can I come back, mommy, mommy, mommy? No, 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 no. All right, you wanted to go out there and be grown and experience the world. Go ahead. This is part of it. And it may sound harsh. This is very hard part of it. You late, girl. You already got your born day shout out. You already know that's the top of the show. But happy born day again, Erica. Janelle. I talked about how you was looking pretty. Everybody that don't know, go look on her page. She was out there flaunting the girls and looking vivacious this whole weekend. So happy born day again, Erica Janelle. Um, yeah, but matter of fact, man, you were one of the ones I was talking to about that whole situation too. So I get the whole way, the mother don't have to go there. She should be an adult in the situation. And one of the things that I disagreed with you about on that, Erica, was, you know, um, I forgot what state is in Oklahoma last week. There was a situation where, and did anybody see the arrest made in Philly with the president of the LGBTQ community and her husband? Did anybody see that or know what's going on with that? Because I kind of wanted to hit on that a little bit too, but I don't really know much about it. But the little boy, I think he shot up the school, and the mother just got convicted for the son's actions. Um, and I hear a lot of people say that, we got to hold and I'm gonna get back to your question overall, Denise. I'm going kind of a long way around about it, but people always like to use that argument that we got to hold parents accountable for the kids' actions. I don't know. I don't really care for that solution. Um, they had tried to start doing that back in high school in Newark many years ago. Whereas these car thefts were so bad that they were trying to find a way to get them down. So if you if they caught you still in the car, your parents was gonna go to jail for that crime and different nature things of that nature. There, you got caught, like just different things. Nowadays, you see it more so when it comes to being gun related, because usually the child is taking it from their parent or whatever the case may be. Whatever the case may be. But the reason that I do believe that you have to hold parents accountable to a certain extent, but you can't totally put everything on the parents, right? Because the truth of the matter is, like Denise said, you're trying your best, and I salute you for putting forth your best efforts, and I'm definitely gonna be keeping you in prayer, um, and I hope that your children really understand the situation at the end when they actually have a mother that actually cares for them and want what's best for them. So all that disrespectfulness, like, everybody's not Christian or everybody's not there. But that's one of the first scriptures that I was memorized when I was younger. Ephesians 6:1, children obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. And then it goes on to say that your days may be long in this earth. You know what I mean? It's very important. It didn't say anything at all about uh if you feel like your parents deserve respect, if you feel like your parents should deserve honor. I don't care what it is. If no, and I've always said this, and I always will, especially around Father's Day, when we're dealing with Father's Day shows and things like that. There, because so many people feel, it seems like so many people feel certain ways about their dad, that when we give our moms a pass, mom could be a fiend, but we're gonna forgive mom. Mom could be a thought, so to speak. No disrespect to the moms that's out there that's doing anything or feel like they doing anything, whatever. Well, let's be true. So, like, real, some of these women, the grandma's gone. We don't have no grandmas like we had back in the day. You know what I mean? Those eras is gone, because now the grandmothers want to party with the daughters and with the grandchildren, and she want to be glam mom and this here and that there. Like, it's a different it's a different day and age that we're living in. But at the same token, it's like, when you hold these people accountable, and I always like to use me as myself. There's no accountability for kids, and I agree. But what I'm saying is, as far as you have to, you can't. My thing is this: you can't let the laws or the fear of them calling the police on you or somebody else calling the police on you for abusing you. Because if you don't do that, you're in a no-win situation. If you don't beat them, if you don't discipline them, you don't time out or whatever the case may be, nothing seems to work. Then the argument is, well, why don't you doing more as a parent? Then when you do that, it's like you can't win for losing. Because when you do that, well, you're going over the top, and that's abuse. That's borderline abuse and all this other things here. And it's like you can't win for losing. But the reason that I say that, I think that I have a hard time with putting all the blame, so to speak, on the parents is because I look at myself, for example. You know what I mean? Like my mom and dad did everything possible um to raise us right in the things of God, not just morally, but in the things of God, spiritually, all that did. They did nothing at all wrong. When I was out there and doing my thing in the world, and I got caught with some pounds, should my mom and dad have to go to jail for that? Christian people? No. They did what they were supposed to do. So I don't believe that we could put a whole lot of it on the parents as well, too, because you got parents that's out here that's really doing the best they can, working with what the best that they got. But children are going to make their own decisions. You know what I mean? Like we see this all the time with mothers and daughters, single mothers with their daughters, and girl, you don't want to be out there. You don't want to be looking this type of way. You don't want men looking at you this way. You want to show yourself in a respectable way. What they go out there and do? Start sleeping around at 12 or 13 because they feel like they grown. They got a little bra to fill out now and all these different things there. That's one reason I think God Almighty. I'm praying for you, cuz, but I think God Almighty, I never had no little girls, yo. Because I promise you I would go to jail. People always think I'm joking when I used to always say that though. When my ex-wife was pregnant at the time, my girl was pregnant at the time with my oldest son. I'm like, yo, I ain't never been so happy to see a penis in my life. I swear on God, on everything that I love. I was running around the hospital. The nurses was laughing at me. The doctors, everything else. And I mean, yo, I was so happy because I really felt like I'd have been suicidal if and I know suicide is nothing to joke about or play with. Um, but I really felt like I would have been suicidal if I had a little girl. I don't know what to do with a little girl, and I would have lost my mind because I don't want her to go outside. She would have been homeschooled. Um, they'd have been calling the police on me for that because I keep her locked up in the basement. She would have been in prison because I don't want her becoming. No, 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 no. So I thank God. That's one thing God don't give us a choice, but I thank God Almighty that He didn't bless me with no little girls. Everybody, do it about daddy's little girl. No, I never wanted a daddy's little girl. Um, so Denise, my advice to you would be simply keep on doing the best that you can. Try to get help where you can find it. Um, try to find different tactics. Communication is key in any relationship, whether it's platonic, whether it's friendship, whether it's romantic, whether it's parent son. Communication is a big part of any relationship. So I will try to recommend, finding different ways of trying to communicate. Um, and another thing I think that a lot of parents need to do is set certain boundaries, and when you set those certain boundaries, stick to them. You know what I mean? Don't go back on them. Well, girl, you said I told you if you don't get your grades right, whatever case may be, you don't keep that room clean. Then no, you're not doing this. You're not doing that. You're not getting no allowance. You're not doing all that there. Well, this is a special occasion, mom. No, did you do what you're supposed to do? Um, like man said earlier, Mark said earlier, a lot of these parents are not held accountable, but the ones that are, you gotta hold your children accountable as well. Because if you don't do it, I promise you, what you lack in teaching them or showing them, the world will, the streets will. So just keep on being vigilant. There's no uphill battle. I say it all the time. Parenting does not come with a manual. There is no how to be a good mom, how to be a good dad. You got to play the hand that you're dealt, You got to live to see another day, fight another day. Do one day at a time, but at the end of each and every day, what you want to be able to do is say, you know what, I did my best. I did my best. I did my best as a parent. I don't know what else I can do. You're gonna have to cry some tears some nights. I remember my two boys were night and day. Never had a lot of trouble with, excuse me, my oldest son, but my youngest son, it wasn't like he was trouble. He was just I don't even want to say a headache. It was like you know, everybody knows somebody like that in the course of their life. He was born he was born at 18 years old. Even though he was a baby, he was born at 18. And the hardest time that I had with him was trying to get him to understand is that you are a child. You have to let me or your mother deal with your teachers, deal with other adults that are trying to discipline you or trying to correct you and all that there. As a child, you can't be coming back. Now, in his defense, and I promise you, I'm not saying it because he's my son, and I want to talk about it with him when he gets on when next time he's on the show. But 80% of the time, he was usually right. Even as a child, 7, 8 years old, the 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, the adult was the wrong one in the situation. But I would have to try to get him to understand it. He's like, well, Dad, if I'm right, then why I can't, you know what I mean? Let's let's you know, because I raise him the same way. Let's wherever the offense occurs, let's deal with it there. But you can't do that as a child. You have to let me do that. And he used to eat him up because he was he was so combative, and knowing that he felt like he was violated or he was being taken advantage of. Because a lot of times teachers will do that, adults will do that. Go sit down somewhere. You know what I mean? Just because they can, they can abuse their authority when it comes to children. So a lot of children feel that too. But in your situation, Denise, I would really encourage you to try to find a way, a lines of communication. Get you some books. I'm quite sure that there's hotlines and you know things out here on the internet now to help you formulate some different concepts and ideas or strategies on how to approach that. But know that I'm really praying for you because the disrespect is it's definitely out of control. Man said another issue is we don't have both parents in the household raising kids. That's a big part of it. That's a big part of it, in my opinion, too. Man, thanks for that comment. Um, it is so much easier, which is why, and I know everybody don't agree with this. Everybody does not agree with this, um, and that's fine. But even when I was a child, to this very day right here, I feel like it should be every child's God given right to be able to kiss their mother and their father goodnight each and every night until they move out. I believe, or become of a a legal age. I believe that should just be a given. I think it's a cop out a lot of times when because we can't figure out how we could co-parent and coexist. You know what? I'm moving on. It's like marriage and these different things here. It's like to me, my problem is marriage is treated more or less. Well, you can't even go that far no more. So that's another reason why everything is out of because we're out of order. If a bathroom is out of order, you can't expect to go in that bathroom and use it like it is if it's in order. You know what I mean? God designed marriage for a reason. And the steps you have first, you get married, you find somebody, you get married, then you have a family. But so many times in our own flesh in the world that we live in society today, we don't need two parents. That's why you got gay couples that's adopted children now. You got two men raising a child. You got two women raising a child. All those different things there. I'm not bad mouthing them or anything like that there. You know, people always like to use the argument, well, any home that's a loving home and all that there. So I'm not really gonna get into that back and forth into that debate on it. But the point is, I can remember growing up as a child and struggling with different things. There were some things that I needed to talk to my mother about, right? Because I don't know why, but I needed to talk to my mother. But then I knew there were some things, you know what? I don't need to talk to mommy about this. I need to talk to daddy about this. I'm quite sure women go through the same thing if you have both parents in your life. But if you're robbed of that opportunity, then of course you're going to be out of order somewhat. And everybody doesn't become dysfunctional because they come from a single parent household. You got a lot of single parents out here, moms and dads, because I know quite a few single dads that's out here killing the game and doing their best and raising great young men and women. So shout out to all the single parents out there. I'm definitely not hating on the single parents, but it's that much harder. It's that much harder when you're a single parent in the day and age that we're living in. Period. Period. Everybody needs help, especially when it comes to parenting. We all can use a little help when it comes to parenting. Um, so you right. I agree with you 100% on that, Amar. Where you know, like I said, when you're out of order, you can't expect things to be in order, so to speak. Or you know, for you to raise. Hey, what's good too? So we really got to do better as far as it takes a village to raise a kid. You know, when we see different things, we need to step up, excuse me, and help out more too, as far as the community mindset. Um, with the nieces and nephews, and even if they're not biological, because they look at you or they respect you, you need to be active in their life. Shout out to all my nieces and nephews, Uncle Marv, oh this here and that did, and it warms my heart because I see them will come around other adults and they're not even thinking about them. Um, or it's not that they don't respect them, they just don't show them the same respect to me. And they're like, well, Mars just come around, they get no, I've earned that. I've earned that. I spent time with them. I've took them on car rides with by themselves individually, talk to them. Hey, what's going on with you? You know what I mean? I know some things you might not want to talk to your mom or dad about, but what we talk about is what we talk about. I'm here for you. You know what I mean? Just being a different outlet, because what we don't confront, what we don't deal with, and that goes for children, that goes for adults, that goes for that's just the part of life in general. But what we don't confront will manifest itself in some shape, fashion, or form. Period. If you're dealing with something emotionally, or you're bottling up something because you don't want to talk, or you don't want to be a punk if you're a man, and if you're a woman, nobody's going to understand men out there. When you suppress all these different things, they will manifest in some shape, fashion, or form. Whether it's being promiscuous, whether it's alcohol, whether it's drugs, whether it's working 18 hours a day, you know what I mean? You're a workaholic because you don't want to deal with the things that need to be dealt with. So it's much better when we have these different outlet systems and we could become, uh, transparent, so to speak. Therapy. Me and Kev talked about therapy on last week's show. I definitely would recommend therapy for anybody because there's something freeing in being able to talk and talking it out. That's why I just cuss people out and be done with words. So say, hey, anybody keep it pent up and be having stress and get heart attacks and high blood pressure and all that kind of stuff. I feel you. I ain't mad. And that's the key. Like I was talking about it earlier too, before you got on. That's the key right there, though. Even I'm not recommending anybody go out there and cuss nobody out. But if it works for you and it keeps your levels down, I don't know if y'all watch Raising Canaan. I'll be telling my young boy at work, I'm like Marvin on the show. My name Marvin for real, but I like Marvin on the show. But Marvin went to anger management, learning how to breathe and using that breathing technique. Because back in the day, I might have smacked you. I might have cussed you out like too, but when you learn to breathe, you get to take it in a little bit, boy, and deal with it. So that's a beautiful, beautiful technique. But that's the key that I was saying earlier before you got on to. That's the difference. You going to cuss them out to their face or wear a face a cap. You ain't on here typing and this here and that there. You know what I mean? It's so many. It's so many keyboard gangsters. I ain't got no other word for them. There's so many keyboard gangsters out here these days. You know, people even when they comment on profiles and pictures and stuff like that. There, sometimes you can tell a little shade and all that there, but you want to say that if we was in the same state or we was in the same room or we was face to face for that matter. You're only saying that because you're a keyboard gangster. Everybody feel like they tough, and we gotta get past that too. You know, we were talking about kids and accountability earlier too. We gotta stop feeling like everybody has to really care about our opinion. Yeah, everyone's entitled to an opinion, but it doesn't mean that everybody cares about your opinion. And they not hate. It's not hate if they don't care about your opinion. You know what I mean? They just sometimes we just don't want to hear it. I release my anger on those that cause it, bro. So I sleep great at night. Absolutely, I ain't mad at that. Keyboard gangsters is fact. I'm trying to tell you, man. See it all the time. Oh yeah. Any joke I crack on Facebook, I crack to your face. And y'all know me, especially y'all that know me since high school. You gotta be careful. You gotta shoot. You gotta pick your battles, man. But I learned that even in West Side, like, yeah, this will be real funny. But I want to tell this joke to that person. Is it worth the laugh? Because this person might be embarrassed by it and be ready to fight. If it stop at fighting. You know what I mean? This joke told the knife every day, told the gun. Like, you know what I mean? You gotta ask yourself, is the joke really worth it? So if it ain't worth it in person, don't let it be worth it online either. Um, what else? I've been seeing a lot of posts about what you guys out here watching before we get out of here. What you guys watching these days? I've been seeing a lot of people asking for different things to watch and recommendations. Has anybody saying that? What is it that? I know a lot of y'all done seen it because a lot of y'all was talking about it. The Mia Culpa or whatever it is, Tyler Perry on Netflix. I'm asking y'all about it because I seen different mix of views. I tried to watch it over the weekend, and I didn't make it past 6 minutes and 48 seconds. It's like I can't watch this. I can't watch stuff like that. With the mother disrespecting the wife and well, my mom and it's her birthday and she was behaving. Man, get all that sucker stuff out of here, yo. I don't want to hear that. I can't watch stuff like that. And shout out to Rock and my man Prince. They always get on me more, man. You gotta realize this stuff is TV, is movies, man. It's not real life and all that there. But for me, even though I know that it's fake and things of that nature, I did at least be believable. You know what I mean? And some dudes probably really are like that. But like I said, in my opinion, he's a sucker. He's a sucker. If you got a woman, because I don't want to spoil it for all you that, but it's like I said, it's just to open the scene. I don't even know what the movie's supposed to be about. But it's his mother's birthday. He's married. His mother bringing his ex girlfriend or who she want him to be with, even though he's already married. His wife is there. She talking about you can sit over there at the end of the table and you come sit right here next to my son. You don't mind sitting down there. It was just like, yo, it's like I can't help but to always put myself in those type situations. And that's not happening. I don't care who I'm dating. I don't care who I'm seeing, yo. Your mother does not control my life. Hopefully she don't control your life either. But she definitely ain't controlling nothing here. Ain't happening. Nope. But what's some of the shows and stuff that y'all out here watching? That's too much toxicity for my viewing pleasure. And it's funny how we go through these different phases because I'm like, that's a word that keep getting thrown around. How I think we overusing it sometimes too. But that is definitely toxicity. It's toxic as I don't know what. It's toxic as it get. Stuff like that there. And you supposed to just, as the wife, You're just supposed to say, but it's my mother. What do you want me to do? Girl, you better get out that relationship and go find you a real man. That's what you better do. Men the same way. Well, like, come on, man. We ain't. I'm not even gonna keep on getting back into going back to religious or teaching over religious stuff. But when you talk about marriage, and I was talking about order earlier, hey, that's part of it. Says what? When a man finds a wife, he leaves his family and cleaves to his own. So guess what? The same way you respect mama and daddy growing up, now you God hopefully you're gonna be someone else's mom and dad. And they're gonna be looking at you the same way. So you have to establish your identity as a couple within each other, outside of what mama, and it ain't no disrespect to mama or daddy, because this is how we do it in this house. Okay, it don't really matter how we did it in this house growing up. How are we going to do it? How are we going to determine what's going to be our parameters and our boundaries for our relationship and for our household? Whether mommy and daddy, grandma, whoever agree with it or not, because they don't have to live here. And our household shouldn't be dictated on their set of rules, because this is ours. It's about what we establish in this household. So I don't subscribe to that. Happy belated born day to Dion too. I seen it was Dion's birthday over the weekend, over last week. I think it's Friday. Happy born day, D. Yeah, so I don't see nothing else out there. I don't know what you guys out there watching. I rewatched what was that? It's about time for my annual wire. I usually watch the wire at least once a year. Go back and rewatch that. But I just been on the Raising Canaan. I gotta admit too, I have been watching BMF. Don't ask me how, because the acting is horrible in my opinion. I love this. I just like it that it's loosely based off a true story and true events, and that's the thing that I kind of wanted. I was telling someone another day I wanted to look into. I want to see exactly what made Meech and Deed. Is that a movie or a show? Too. Oh, only those that I didn't even see that comment. Only those whose name is on the deed has a say so in my home. You damn right. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about, right? As for me and my house, I think that's very is important. You know what I mean? We can't get caught up in, well, what is mommy gonna say? What is that? Daddy and mommy don't pay no rent here. Pastor don't pay no rent here. It's up to you guys to dictate what's the rules and the stipulations for your own household. Um, yeah, but BMF, like, the acting is horrible. Lil Meech is shout out for getting, and I ain't mad at that because you get the opportunity to play your dad. But I promise you, this is gonna be the only work that we ever see him in, because he cannot act, and everybody on there is horrible as far as the acting, except for old. Everybody can't stand the pops. We're gonna get out of here soon. Did anybody else see that? I was looking through my little alerts that I get on my phone throughout the day. I think over the weekend, y'all remember Dylan? We talked about Dylan on the show a couple times for making the band years ago with Diddy, and Dave Chappelle did the skit. I spit high fire, man. I die. This Joker over the weekend has the nerve to come out and say He think that the day Chappelle's skit ruined his career. Charles, the pops on BMF, the father name is Charles. Charles went out there and cheated on his wife. So all the sisters mad at him. Um, but Dylan was saying that Dave Chappelle doing that skit about him kind of ruined his reputation in the rap game because now nobody takes him seriously after that skit. And I said, I was like, bruh, I totally disagree. Good Lord. This don't even make no sense where you want to see doing Notre Dame. Um, it totally don't make no sense, man. I'm my bad. I looked up at the score and lost my train of thought. But dude, you can't blame your career on Dave Chappelle. You gotta blame your lack of career on your lack of skills, my brother. You was decent on the TV show, but that's it. If you nice, they would have found you. You would have been doing something. You would have been doing mixtapes. You'd have been doing this and that. Did so that skill ain't what blackballs you, my brother. I think it was your talent and your skill level. Can't put that one on Dave. Um, Trump and Biden racks up wins tonight. Well, we already know that that's going to be who it comes down to. How y'all feeling about the? How's everybody feeling about that with Biden running again? Mark Robinson, Johnston win primary and head for a face-off in North Carolina. Okay, the brother from for governor. Go to the next one, yeah. Chat, we gonna get ready to get out of here. I see any comments or shows that you guys are watching. When you guys they gonna any go back in on the comments and put it in there. And as soon as I hit in, I'm gonna remember something else I wanted to talk about today. Cause we've been going back and forth so much over the last couple of weeks. Uh, let's keep our prayer. Let's keep on praying for um, the people over there in the Gaza Strip, as well as the Ukraine and Africa, all these different places that atrocities are happening all over the world. Let's keep these people in our prayers because it's never just the bad guys, so to speak. It's always um, women and children get caught up in the casualties of war as well. So let's be mindful and keep them in our prayers on a daily and continual basis. Um, is very important. It's sad that anybody has to go through that. I was watching Al Jazeera News last week, and I was seeing where the little kids is just crying, and one little boy, his arm was gone and missing like half his chest from where one of the bombs hit, and it's just sad to see, and they don't even understand what's going on as a child. So it's atrocities and bad all over. Oh, you good? What you had to say about your girl, real quick before we get up out of here? I already did my spiel. Like I told you, Dick. I don't know nothing at all about Wendy Williams. Don't care to know. I'm not even doing no research. No, I know she going to do some health stuff, whatever. But I'm not being mean. I really don't care. I don't care for her or what she's going to do. Period. But what's trending out there? What's trending? What you wanted to talk about with Wendy? I feel some kind of way just typing her name. That's why I look it up. Oh, I thought it was sad that her health is deteriorating. I feel you. That's why the world, we need people like you in the world. But I don't care. Like I said, you reap what you sow. You made a career off of being messy. Now you're messy. You're terrible. I don't even want to discuss it now. I'm just being that's just my truth. I mean, I could be an a-hole. You're right. I can be terrible, but that's my truth. I can't say it enough. You reap what you sow. You make a living being messy and starting all this nonsense and chaos. You can't be mad when it comes to your doorstep. So roll with the punches, just like you was doing when you was doing everybody else and getting everybody else a hard time and making fun of Muhammad Ali when he couldn't talk to one and you doing all that. Okay, now joke's on you. Don't feel good, do it. Come on, man. Who don't talk about people though? There's a lot of people that don't talk. I know a lot. I know quite a few people that don't talk about people. And I don't think they're being hypocritical. Everybody's not confrontational like you, Nicole. Everybody's not from the number blocks. Okay. Everybody is not from Newark and confrontational. Yo, what up, friend? Need to come on here and kick it with me one day, man. Yeah, but we gonna get out of here, man. I didn't know she talked bad about Muhammad Ali. Yeah. See, I'm telling you, over the years, that's why I literally stopped listening to the top 8 of 8 because of her. This back in 89, 90. Like she's just always so messy. And did you hear about this here? I'm just saying it. Like just gossip, gossip, gossip. I ain't never been with that. Oh Lord, that's even worse. We can go keep that our secret. Then I definitely know you confrontational. I know everybody in Georgia King Village talk about people. Georgia King Village is worse than the double blocks. I'm not hood. I'm not hood at all. I just was born in North. I'm from all the way up the hill. I'm a block away from South Orange. Thank you. I literally could open my window and hear Seat Hall. What's good? You're crazy. I'm not confrontational at all. Hey, what's good, Thomas? Hey T, we trying to get a schedule together, man, for some sports shows on over the weekends before the playoffs get started, before March Madness gets started. So let me know what your schedule looking like, so I can get you on one, man. Would you suppress those feelings, Nicole? 'Cause like I said, Georgia King Village, boy, I used to ain't even like to walk past Georgia King Village. Georgia King Village is worse. JK is worse now because the project shut down. But when I was growing up, it wasn't that bad, man. Please, I know I used to be worried every time I went down there. I ain't even gonna lie. All right, I'm gonna leave JKV alone. Newark is Newark. Hey, so let me ask you this, Nicole. Hey, before we get up out of here, um, and I want y'all to be dead serious. Wait, Thomas, I already know you talking to Nicole. We ain't gonna kill Jordan K. Village like that, but that's all you gotta do is like Jordan K. Village. If you know, you know. Ain't that what they say nowadays? Why? If you know, you know. Like Jordan King Village, that's a different. That's almost like saying Prince Street back in the day, or Seth Boyer. Yeah, Tom. I think he up there. Who you talk? Who to please for a time is doing a sports show, or Georgia King Village ain't that bad. Yeah, you got. We gonna always rep our hoods. I ain't mad at you for repping Georgia King Village. I ain't mad at you at all. Yeah, that's why I didn't want to get the wrong street. I know where you was right off 18th Ave time. I wasn't sure if it was West End or Vermont though. Not Vermont. West End or what's the other one that's right up there, right across from the Melrose? Show you how long I've been in there. But for people out there that's from North, right? And I'm not even being funny. It is can y'all think of a good part of North? I was having this discussion with somebody a couple months ago, and it was like I can't really think of too many cities. It sounds like Javas a bless. Yeah, we are. That was a hell to the no. And they was like, come on, Marv. And that was the response that they said to me. I was like, yo, I said, my city don't have no good parts to it. They're like, come on, Marv. Every city got a nice part. Every city got a good part. I'm like, now I really had to start thinking about it. I was like, nah, every part of North might not be bad as other parts, but I don't know of any good parts of North. That's why I said let me ask some other people for North. So I'm not just going off of my opinion. Whether you talking about the weak weight section, whether you talking about ironbound, it don't matter what part. Yeah, certain parts of the weak weight section is nice in certain areas in North. I can see that possibly in North. I never go to North because I get lost when I go over there. Branchbrook Park and all that there. I get lost in my own city. It's literally like being somewhere else. You have been gone too long. Now I was like that when I was living there though. I never went over to North. I finally learned how to get to school stadium. And the only reason I knew where school stadium is because we played football. Some of our games did. It used to be Ivy Hill. Ivy Hill used to not be too bad. Ivy Hill used to be not be too bad, but it was still. You remember Ivy Hill was where, rest in peace, my man Troy Bradshaw and his family. Ivy Hill is where the MS-13s assassinated, killed the four kids. Who you talking about? Me, Nicole? I'm from. If you talking about me, I'm from Monticello, South Orange Ave in Monticello. Yeah, it was like Ivy Hill. Like that's my point. Like some parts were better than others, or some wasn't as bad. And I think that Ivy Hill was kind of like that too because it was like right there in the backyard. Is right there. Is on the borderline of South Orange. And we know South Orange is straight. Man, that block was hood too. Knock it off. Man, it wasn't nothing going on Monticello. You had to come down the hill for action. Stop it. Stop it. You knock it off. Monticello, Dover Street, Richfield Terrace, all this up there. We it wasn't nothing going on up there. We had to come down the hill. We had to come down to Sanford to get some action. Sanford, Stuyvesant, all that there. You ain't never read none or see nothing going on Monticello. You had too many older people on our block. Wasn't no smoke up there. Now you get to Sanford on down, you might, Sanford, Smith Street, then it start turning up a little bit. The heat start getting warmer the farther down you come down the hill. But yeah, man, I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. Shit, that was good parts of North. So you're thinking 90s, now the entire strip is a mess. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know it is. I know it's not. But that's my point. Like even now, I heard that Shaq and Latifah done built some new spots and all that kind of stuff there. Oh, you saying Monticello is off the chart now? Could be. I don't know. You gotta do better though. Shout out to Principal Akbar too. Everything that he's doing at West Side, man. He's making major strides, man. I've been seeing the work that he's been doing and follow him. I gotta try to get him back on the show too, just to give him some roses, man. Big him up. The entire strip of South Orange Ave. Yeah, I like I said, I can see that. And that brings back to my initial point. Like, I'm not like I said, I'm not even trying to be funny. I've never thought of any parts of Newark to be like, oh, that's good. So I remember a few houses in Weekway section had grass and all that there, but Jokers was, I'm like, yo, it was so crazy in Weekway, you got Bethesda right there. Jokers shooting right there next to the hospital where the nice folks supposed to be living, the doctors and the lawyers and all that there. But it was still you still had corner boys and you had stick up kids and everything else over there. Bro, I was home to see my mom, my two oldest, and I'm out there. 3 days is all I need. You were from the Rick session back in the day. No, stop it. I was not from the Rick section. Like I said, I was, when I used to play double dutch ready to jump in, I was on the next to the last block in North by South Orange Ave, up there by Dover, like I said, Dover Street. What was it? Longfellow. Longfellow. No, it wasn't Longfellow. Was it Longfellow? Yeah, Dover Street. Then you had the one that's right after us, and then once you go past that, you in South Orange. Yeah, I feel you, Times. I go home every year. I go home every year for the Lincoln Park Festival last weekend in July, and got to meet you guys there too. Hey, Nicole too. Hey, send me your cash app too, because I still got your $25 that you won on the Marvin Bennett Jr. show. I thought I was gonna get to give it to you in person, but you ain't never come down there and see me at the music festival last year. So send me your cash app so I can send that to you. You got one of our trivia questions right. But yeah, Times, I'm with the same way. I go home maybe because I'm there and I'll be wanting to see so many people. Uh, I usually go for about a week, maybe about 5 6 days. Because I got so many people that I be wanting to see and so many different things that I want to do. Marvin money, yeah, that's another thing. Like I remember I used to take my brother-in-law when we go up there. I used to take my brother-in-law all the time. And he be trying to pull out his car. I'm like, look, bro, I keep telling you, when you come to my city, you gotta have cash, man. It's crazy how many places in Newark still don't. Oh, Mar have money. Nah, bro, I ain't have no money like that. Keep that on the low, bro. I was a good church boy, living for the Lord, even in high school. All right, no doubt, no doubt. Yeah, man. But only thing is, hey, Thomas, I know you deal with that too. Let me give you a little bit of advice, big bro, little bro. When you go home, never announce it. Never announce that you go home. Because some things don't never change. I be saying that. I be trying to tell people and family and friends, they get offended, stuff like that there. But when I come home, I'm not coming home to take you to the laundromat. I ain't coming home to take you grocery shopping. None, none of that. My time is my time. I'm not coming up here to be those chauffeur, yo. Oh, Mar here, so Mar can run me here. Mar can't run you nowhere. You better clear with me before you start assuming that I'm gonna do whatever the case may be. So that's one reason when I come home, but I'm like, yo, I ain't know you was in Jersey. You ain't saying you ain't telling me you was coming up here. I would have made some time. Hey, it's the reason that I don't announce it. I just show up. Bell always talk about that. When I call Bell, I'm like, yo, what's up? He be like, yo, you up here? Because I'll pop up in a minute. I don't like announcing myself when I go home though. But I do be having people that I want to see and all that kind of stuff there. You know what I mean? Make time, catch them in high school. Like I said, we still keeping in touch on Facebook and like that there. But I kind of want to see lay eyes on people, man. It's just a different vibe sometimes. So I always want to try to make time for people and inbox them, catch. Hey, listen, I'm gonna be up there. What your schedule looking like? We'll try to figure something out. But the last time I was home and I got to actually go to West Side and walk down those halls for the first time in literally 30 years, it was like, man, it was so awesome. It for on a personal level, it was so awesome to see how much it's changed, how much smaller it looks now as a grown person. Um, but yeah, man, it was a beautiful experience, and like I said, shout out to the principal for all that he's doing. Lights out, where the kids get to come in there and have money, and shout out to Raul, the spaghetti sauce who partnered with him. So kids are getting residual income even in high school, and the farming system, and growing their own honey and their own vegetables and things right there in front of West Side. That's something that I never could be done, thought could be done, but you guys are doing it. And shout out to you guys, man. Just keep on going. I had to stop telling my mom I'm coming. I just show up because she be having everybody at the house. you know how it is. I'd much rather deal with the why you ain't tell me you was coming up here than the hey Mar, you going hey, you gonna run me here? Like, yo, if I wasn't here, right? How was you gonna get all this stuff done if I wasn't here? Like, that'd be my main thing. Like, I'm not coming home to be no taxi cab driver, yo. I promise you. And I don't mind it sometimes, you know what I mean? Hey, well, you need to go such and such. But let me be the one to say, okay, hey, Nicole, you need to go such. I give you a ride. Let me be the one to offer my services. Don't you offer my services for me. Or just assume that, oh yeah, Marvin ain't got nothing to do. No, I got many people to see and places to be and things to do when I'm at home. Cause I'm leaving. I'm not staying there. You know what I mean? So I try to get in as much as I can when I'm there. God forbid if I actually go to New York and spend some time over there and catch up with some family over there. So that's a whole nother day or two that's taken away from my time in Jersey. But yeah, man, I'm gonna see y'all. I'm gonna see y'all up there. If not before then, but I'll definitely be up there for the music festival at the end of July. Um, okay, back in it. All right, well, we're gonna get out of here, man. I hope everybody enjoy the rest of their night. Y'all have a good one. Yeah, that's what I like to do. I like to make my rounds. You know what I mean? And work your schedule out. If you got the time, I got time to come check you out. But you all enjoy the rest of y'all evening. I hope y'all have a blessed week. Um, it's gonna be it's a major weekend here in the state of North Carolina. Saturday is going down. Worse than the Bloods and the Crips. We got the UNC Tar Heels playing against the school from Durham. Like Kenny Smith, I don't even say their name no more. So I'm looking forward to that. But everybody have a blessed week. Enjoy your week, and we'll see you all next Tuesday, man. As usual, I'm signing off. Know that I love all you guys, but as usual, I'm signing off. DeAndre and Elisha, know that Daddy loves you unconditionally, but I also love you intentionally. Till next week, peace.